You and I love Nintendo and Apple, but we do know that they are a jealous partner. At times, they want us to change for them in order for them to love us. And we know that that is not a healthy relationship. So we make some compromises. When we want to play classic titles like Nintendo Pokemon Emerald from the Game Boy or Super Mario 64 from the Nintendo 64, alongside classics like GoldenEye and infamous Donkey Kong 64, or hell, even Nintendogs on the Nintendo DS, we either own a physical copy and the device to play it, or Nintendo says, no, we can't play. That is not acceptable. We want it and we would gladly pay for it, but Nintendo be jealous and lazy, so they leave us no choice but to emulate them. Because of Nintendo's jealous heart, we created emulators like Delta that allow us to play all the Game Boy games that we want alongside Nintendo DS, Nintendo 64, NES, and Super Nintendo, all for free. Now, it used to be that on iOS, iPhone, and iPad, you had to be a bit of a tech nerd to download and install these emulators. But thanks to the sometimes good and sometimes bad European Union, the ones who brought us USB-C for iPhone, they indirectly got Apple to also allow emulators on the App Store. Instead of having to install Cydia, AltStore, or Tweakbox, we now can just open the official App Store and search for Delta Emulator from Rightly Tested and for free start playing all of our classic Nintendo titles on iPhone or iPad, and with touch controls or controller support, because the emulators support controllers like the Xbox and PlayStation controllers via Bluetooth, or portable controllers like the Backbone and Razer Kishi, which if you're interested in those controllers, I recommend you check out my videos on both of those controllers in my channel. Now, if you want to play Nintendo Wii or Nintendo GameCube games on your iPhone and iPad, you're going to need to check out my video on the subject of how to enable JIT on iOS 17 and iOS 18. Because if you are on iOS 17, it is easy. But if you are on iOS 18, go watch the video. Trust me, it is a bit of a complicated topic, too long for this video. But if you want to play PSP titles in the meantime, you need to check out the emulator PPSSPP. I love the name, by the way. With the emulator PPSSPP, you can play any of your classic PSP titles like God of War, Ghost of Sparta, and Chains of Olympus, Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII, Daxter, Metal Gear Solid, Peace Walker, and more, all on your iPhone and iPad. Just head to the App Store and type funny named PPSSPP and look for this icon. The creator is Henry Ridgard, and you can download the free version or the gold version, which are the same emulator, but one costs $5 that supports Henry. I recommend doing that one if you can. In order to play games on your iPhone and iPad emulator like Delta or PPSSPP, you're going to need three things. 1, the emulator itself. 2, the game. And 3, a tap of the subscribe button. The games are called ROMs, which if you search on Google for where to download them, it'll be an easy find. Once you find the game you wanted, download it and it will be downloaded to your iPhone or iPad in download files. Open the emulator, and on Delta Emulator you need to tap the plus icon here to open your file finder and search for the ROM, which should be ending with the name ISO in the file name. Once you find it, tap it and it will auto import to your library, and you can delete the original file since a copy was made to Delta. Now, for PPSSPP, you tap the load button and find the file, and you will start the game up. If you need help with how to install the Nintendo DS BIOS files in order to play Nintendo DS games on the Delta emulator, check out my video explaining what it is and how to get them. But you need to know that it is worth it. And Delta has said they're going to make it work for Nintendo DS games in the future. So stay put, have some fun, and I'll see you later.